For 10,000 years, the immortal Night Elves cultivated a druidic society within the shadowed recesses of Ashenvale Forest. Yet recently, the catastrophic invasion of the Burning Legion shattered the tranquility of their ancient civilization. Led by the Archdruid Malfurion Stormrage and the priestess Tyrande Whisperwind, the mighty Night Elves rose to challenge the demonic onslaught. Though victorious, the Night Elves were forced to sacrifice their cherished immortality and watch their beloved forests burn. Seeking to regain their immortality, a number of wayward druids conspired to plant a special tree that would link their spirits to the eternal world. Despite Malfurion's warnings that nature would never bless such a selfish act, the druids planted the great tree Teldrassil off the stormy coasts of northern Kalimdor. Within the twilight boughs of the colossal tree, the wondrous city of Darnassus took root. However, the great tree was not consecrated with nature's blessing, and soon fell prey to the corruption of the Burning Legion. Now the wildlife, and even the limbs of the great tree itself, are tainted by a growing darkness. As one of the few Night Elves still left in the world, it is your sworn duty to defend Darnassus and the wild children of nature against the Legion's encroaching corruption.
Alright, everything should be all set. Alright, so anyone watching this could tell, of course, I am actually recording this instead of streaming. I did that because even though I've said previously I am perfectly fine with streaming the first 5 levels of the first 10 levels at that, because the starting zone, there's not too much running around. It's pretty smooth, not too much back and forth. But part of the reason I decided on this is in case I have any issues, especially early on. I actually already had an issue. Fortunately, I did start recording and not streaming, because I apparently made this character a hunter as well as the other character a hunter. So I had to recreate this character after setting all the stuff I had sent in the mail, which is what's there now. I don't think there's anything useful for me in there right now, except for a couple. I think I gave myself some silver, but most of it's just the gems and recipes for Jewelcrafting, when she gets around to it. Alright. I did start this character, I think it was either yesterday or the day before that, but I wasn't feeling it, so I deleted that character and that recording, and this is this one now. Also there's less players, so I guess there's gonna be less competition, but it's not, there's still a few, but let's get started with that. Greetings, Lunaeriel. I am Conservator Ilthalane. My purpose in Shadowglen is to ensure that the balance of nature is maintained. The spring rains were particularly heavy this year, causing some of the forest beasts to flourish while others suffered. Unfortunately, the night saber and thistleboar populations grew too large. Shadowglen can only produce so much food for the beasts. Journey forth, young priest, and thin the boar and saber populations so that nature's harmony will be preserved.
Good luck.
Hopefully I won't be stumbling so much as I did in the previous recording. That was the other reason why I stopped. I just couldn't focus, I guess you could say. I feel better today, other than still not having a new chair that I keep complaining about.
Greetings.
Thank goodness you are here, priest. Strange news has traveled to me through the whisperings of the forest spirits. The mysterious woodland protector Teldrassil has returned to Shadowglen. The Dryad's presence has not been felt in the forests of Kalimdor in years. Something is surely amiss if she has journeyed back to this land. Seek out Teldrassil and see what business she tends to in our grove. One of the sentinels reported seeing her to the southwest of Aldrassil. Yeah, lots. Oh yeah, also some linen cloths, and she's also going to be doing tailoring. One thing I didn't think about though is there is and some potions, but those ones aren't till level 14 anyways. And that is 10, yeah. Most of this isn't going to be useful for very long, but I wanted to clean up bag space in the first place. The reason why they all have Lorethiel's name is because that's the character before I deleted the mistake character, the hunter version of her. I had sent all the items to her, so I had to send them elsewhere, and I wasn't gonna do return and just go on each individual character again. So there we are. But yeah, so I got some silver. I know usually I don't like to do that too much anyways, but alright. Let's get started on this. Resisted mice. Mana regenerates pretty quickly, so I'm not too worried about that. At least 3 hits from the smite, maybe 4 I think on boars. 2 or 3 is good on sabers. And I was tempted to buy this character a wand, but she wasn't gonna be able to use it till level 5 anyways. But the main reason I decided against it is because I know night elves at some point are able, night elf priests specifically, are able to equip bows. So I wanted to let her. I wanted her to be able to use that primarily, if that is still the case. I think it is anyways. But yeah, melee weapon wise, if she can use a bow, she's going to be using a bow, but I think I've already stated prior to this, she will be having a second character that is pretty much her, just with a different class, Hunter, just to kind of make up for the fact that most of the priestesses are priestesses of the moon, and they usually are also trained in direct combat. But the priest character is going to be the main character. I don't know how I'm going to record or stream the other character, what I'm going to do with that one, but we'll see. But there will be a second character going hand in hand with Lunaeriel. A very similar name. Of course, I can't use the same one. That one's going to be pretty much going to be a marksman focused hunter. Mostly because of as well as some Beastmaster, because usually that's the one that's most attached, most similar to Priestess of the Moon. Yeah, this definitely feels better. I'm not sure if maybe it was just how I was feeling yesterday or what, but yesterday just did not feel right. No, I keep saying yesterday. It was it yesterday? Was it? No, it was the day before yesterday, because I was off that day and I thought I was going to be getting plenty of gaming done. I did not. Today I'm going into work later, just like last week, so I'm going to be playing for a good while probably. The only way I'm going to stop earlier, well, this is recording, so I got to remember that, so I'll probably stop this recording at the end of Shadowglen once I hit level 5 and can leave. I might automatically start up a second recording. It's really just going to depend at that point on if I can keep sitting in my chair, or because I might want to switch to another character, because the only thing that this character is lacking is professions wise, well, ingredients for professions wise, or reagents I guess was the proper term, is metal. A lot of the earlier recipes look like they use copper, maybe bronze. And that's perfect for Kazagal, but I have to... I still have a good amount of copper on that character that I'm probably going to send her, but I want to see if I can build up more. That character is supposed to be more of a copper focus anyway, so I think it's very, very fitting that he does trade with the Night Elves.
What is nature's call?
Part of me thinks like having him stay in Battle Hardul, at least as a lore-wise, not like leveling up-wise. Over in Stonetalon Mountains, it might be like, oh, I'm gonna set up trade with the Night Elves to the north of here. We're in a pretty good location here, and they can use it, kind of thing, you know. I see you found me, young Night Elf. Melithar is a wise druid to have sent you. Something evil is brewing in the forest of Teldrassil. Look along the hills to where the peaceful furbolgs used to dwell. They have deserted their homes and are amassing under the name of the Gnarlpine tribe. Only the corruption of wicked Feralas could cause such a transformation. The Grells and Grelkin have infested the area and are threatening the residents of Shadowglen. Engage these Grells and Grelkin, Lunaeriel, and see if they are indeed caught under the enchantment of the wicked Feralas.
I'm game.
Yep. So what was I saying? I talked about the use of bows, but I don't in the second character. The second, oh yeah. Well, this character's gonna do Jewelcrafting and Tailoring. That character is most certainly gonna do skinning. But I don't know about the second one. Mining would be a good fit at that point for setting it to her, but as a character-wise, I don't think I want her herself doing the mining. I'd rather just buy it on the auction house / trade it from one of my other characters, aka Kazagal. But what else? So the other option was herbalism. Just have another character giving herbs to other characters, which honestly kind of necessary in a lot of ways. Because most of the characters that have herbalism also do alchemy themselves, so there's going to be other characters that are going to do herbalism in the future, but I've mentioned previously that this is the last character technically that I'm creating. The hunter is also going to be created with this character, but I'm still kind of counting that as one, even though it's two. Just because it's the same character in background kind of thing. I'm not even sure how much of the hunter is going to actually do in the end. Obviously I'm going to level her up, but I like the idea of that one being the war focused priestess and this being the action priestess. But skinning and herbalism's potentially what she's going to do. I could also do leatherworking. Kind of goes hand in hand with tailoring a little bit, but it wouldn't be very useful. Jewelcrafting is my only other leather worker, and honestly, unless there's another, I think there is another character in the future that might have leather working. But as of right now, I don't have any others really. So it's potentially that's gonna be it, but I don't know. I can't remember if there was any other ones I liked the idea of too much, but yeah. I'm not going to really be editing this video, just the start of it a little bit, and then the end probably. Like how I did, that's generally the fundamentals of what I edit out, just so it's like a smoother transition, I guess. I don't know. Part of the reason why I decided on recording over streaming was so I could have the start of this video be the opening cinematic, which I want everything showing usually. In general, I don't think this character is gonna be carrying too much food items. I think I still want her to carry something because I want all my characters to eat. But character-wise, leveling-wise, the only thing she really ever needs is mana, because she can heal herself otherwise. Warlock is a similar story, the main difference being that the Warlock has to attack other, well, Healthstone's an option too, of course, but other than the Healthstone potions at this point, the only other options are to drain the health from another, meaning that she has to get into combat in the first place, whereas Lunaeriel can heal herself out of combat perfectly fine. Food-wise, though, she's primarily going to be eating fish if I ever do it, because she's pretty much. I'll get to the background afterwards. That's kind of where I started stumbling yesterday, so I want to take my time on it. The other day, sorry. Satisfy my suspicions, Lunaeriel. Bring to me 8 Felmas. Your service to the creatures of Shadowglen is worthy of reward, Lunaeriel. You confirmed my fears, however. If the Grells have become tainted by the Felmas, one can only imagine what has become of the Gnarlpine tribe of the Felwood who once lived here. Should you find yourself in Dalinar, able priest, seek out the knowledgeable druid Athredas Bearmantle. He shares her concern for the well-being of the forest. Bearmantle. I know it's bear, but now I'm just imagining the Bearmantle. Sounds almost like a bib, something you would wear when like you're drinking beer. I don't know. Mantle's not the same thing though, so that's what it sounds like to me. But yeah, no other characters. Lunaeriel is the last one on Turtle WoW specifically. There will be the Warlock on the regular WoW that I keep talking about, Arisandra. Probably gonna be waiting for the Blood Elf, I will say, because honestly, starting up a undead or whatever race Warlock, just to end up creating another Warlock next month when TBC comes out for anniversary, doesn't seem like a very good idea, personally. There might be some other characters I'll do on Classic / Retail / Anniversary / what the hell ever, but I don't know how many. At the very least, I want to do Warlock just because it is still my favorite class no matter what. And at some point, I definitely want my warlocks going through the Legion expansion again. That's partly why I want to create the characters again. I might wait for the regular classic to catch up to Legion when they eventually get to it, because though granted, I did originally hope that the classic was going to end with Wrath of the Lich King, because after that, it doesn't feel like classic anymore.
Greeting.
But whatever, they have their own meaning of classic. You performed your duties well, Lunaeriel. Glad to put the gloves on.
I am honored.
This sigil was given to me by a messenger from our priest trainer, Shanda. It seems Shanda would have words with you when you have a moment. Read it and bring it to her afterwards.
May the stars guide you.
Thinning the younger population of creatures here in Shadowglen was a good start, Lunaeriel, but there is still work to be done. The resources of the forest will be depleted too quickly if the problem is not addressed. Killing nature's beasts is a necessary evil for the good of all who share the land. Venture into the forest and slay mangy nightsabers and thistlebores in the name of balance.
Go in peace.
I'm gonna head to the trainer. Something I will bring up, that was the name. So normally I take my elven names strictly from Sindarin, or at least one of the elven languages. Or variants, I should say. Oh, whatever. And it partially is, but I could not get a name that I liked that had to do with the moon, night, or stars. That didn't sound like a name that was already in Lord of the Rings. A little bit. So I combined the Latin word Luna with Aira. Aira? I'm not Aira. Aar? I think it's Aar is the proper pronunciation. Aar is supposed to be Great Sea or Ocean, I think, in Sindarin. Basically, it's moon, ocean, or ocean, moon. Just because I was just combining the two, it doesn't sound as good in English when you just straight up, what's the word, translate them. But because I wanted her, I decided some time ago to combine what I consider the pretty much a Priestess of the Moon style character, as well as a character I had focused on like ocean travel and voyages, stuff like that. Had because of the very thin connection between the moon and its tides. Well, I say thin connection. It's just that's the only thing they really share. But I really did like the connection when I started doing it, especially because I like the idea of both of them having silver hair. Because basically, she's also based off of the Tailoring from Lord of the Rings. The Tailoring are the majority of the elves you see are descendants of the Tailoring. Most of them, the wood elves of the Woodland Realm, and most of those of Lothlorien end up being descendants of the Tailoring. Specifically, they are called Sylvan Elves. Most of the Tailoring are generally more used for the Lindar, I believe the term is, who are the elves who generally they pretty much love the sea, the oceans. They're the ones that stay near oceans at all times, once they saw it, pretty much. I don't know. That's a very poor definition of them, but that's pretty much what they are. Though they love the sea, they love silver, they love, well, pretty much that. They're more, you could say they're more simple compared to their Noldor, who are most of the more important characters. Galadriel is a descendant of them, although she's descended from all three houses of the elves, as well as Elrond is a descendant of Noldor. But I think he's also a descendant of Tailoring because he's, yeah, I have to remember about that. I think his mother's side is descendants from the Sindar, who are another variant of the Tailoring. Which this isn't Lord of the Rings. I'm not going to talk too much about that. At some point, I'm planning on playing Lord of the Rings online, and just Lord of the Rings style games in general. I don't need to talk about all the lore on that one. This is World of Warcraft. And World of Warcraft was actually one of the games that got me into reading lore, which is partially why I was so bothered when they started. The more retcons they did, the more I was bothered by the game. Sorry, let's focus on this though. It pleases me to see you've arrived so quickly, Kaldurai. Welcome. As you've probably heard, all of Teldrassil is stirring with the comings and goings of travelers. Members of the Alliance have been allowed access onto Teldrassil's bows in order to meet with other Kaldori who prepare for the adventures ahead. Do not concern yourself with the world below Teldrassil for now. There will be time for that later. Go now and speak to the others in Shadowglen. They can tell you more about what events have transpired. Help them in any way you can, and anytime you feel you need more training, come back to me, and I will teach you what I can.
Goddess, watch over.
Could have came back to her doing this quest sooner to have gotten fortitude, but meh, it's whatever. Priests are one of my favorite classes. I think I'd still like warlocks more, especially Turtle Wild's version of them. But priests have a lot of, with their shadow spec, they are similar to warlocks in some ways. So I do quite like them, as well as with their self heals in general. And some buffs, I guess. Not too many with them.
What brings you?
Good. Oh. A friend of mine named Ivaron usually visits me at the same time every day. The strange thing is he hasn't been by today at all. He's several hours late, in fact. I admit, I am a little worried, Lunaeriel. Ivaron spent a lot of time over by the cave to the north, and I'm sure you know how dangerous it is there. Spiders everywhere. If you happen to be going that way, though, will you keep an eye out for him?
Be careful.
Need some water. As long as I have water, I'm going to keep some by me now. Especially this time of the day when I'm drinking coffee. I have other drinks that I would normally drink mid-afternoon or later on, but if I'm still trying to drink coffee, it's not exactly a good combination. Ugh. Alright, I said I'm comfortable, but I'm not that comfortable. Just less, what's the word? What's the word? Stiff, I guess. I felt very stiff when I was playing the other day. Now I feel a lot more relaxed, comparatively.
Goddess bless you. Go in peace.
You know, I'm not sure when. I think I have to go to a trainer at some point. That's when I'll learn bow. Wait, what? Another mail? Did I miss some? Oh, dirt. I wasn't, because I didn't take any of it. My mind, God, I'm an idiot sometimes. Sometimes being, what's the word? I don't know. I can't think of shit most of the time. I'm just gonna play.
How may I help?
Gil Shadon Windwalker.
Ishno Del Diab.
I came to Shadowglen to observe the webwood spiders that dwell in the Shadow Thread Cave. They are a cousin to a much smaller variety of spider. I believe the world tree has had a profound effect on them, and I would like specimens to study to confirm this. First, I would like some of their venom. Gather webwood venom sacs from the spiders in and around the Shadow Thread Cave to the north. I can then examine them for similarities with their smaller cousin's venom.
Azshara.
Part of the reason I'm going over here first is because, well, I'm going to fight the mobs, the beasts first of the balance in nature. Because the webwood spiders are going to be a little tough. Because I'm going to be walking around killing the mobs, it's better for me to go do this quest and then turn it in, killing things on the way. Because I'm going to be walking around collecting mushrooms, those flowers. I think there's something else I'm supposed to collect too. Look at that cave always reminds me, because that cave almost never loses its mobs in the first place, but I often fought the mobs there when I was first starting out on World of Warcraft. Night Elves were one of my favorite races to play. Blood Elves, I think Night Elves were actually my first main race I was playing a lot of. Then a Draenei was the first one I got to a higher level. But Blood Elves came later, mainly because the person who got me to play World of Warcraft was an Alliance player, so he didn't really want me playing any of the Horde races. Which, honestly, it's not hard for me not to want to play them anyways. It's just the fact that they do have races I do like to play now and again, like the Undead. I'm so glad you found me, Lunaeriel. How did you know it was here? Ugh. I was bitten very badly by a spider named Githias the Vile while exploring the spider cave very close to here. I am sure I have been seriously poisoned. You must help me. Please tell Durania Silvershine. She will be able to help me. Hurry. I'm so dizzy. This is a slow-acting poison. But yeah, I think I talked about this anyways, but just to reiterate, the I mostly talked about an Arisonja's bias, what I mean by that. Hang on. Yeah, they're all dead along this way. All of them. So like I said, I'm not creating any new characters after the Lunaeriel, after this character and the Hunter version of her. So that way, we're playing Turtle WoW, I'm going to focus on the characters I've already created, especially Arisandra, and just any other characters I'm in the mood for. Lunaeriel, I would imagine, will become one of the more played ones, but I could be wrong. Lunaeriel, Kazagal will be played quite a bit. Arisandra for sure. Vargak I'll probably play, but I have him on a second account, so I have to go on to that one to be able to play him in the first place. What was it? All the other characters will also be played now and again. It's just going to depend on my mood, like I said. But those characters are the ones I always find myself thinking about the most, so.
Hello.
Oh dear, I was wondering why I hadn't seen Ivaron yet today, and I've always warned him about those spiders. We may be able to help Ivaron, as I know of an antidote that should help with the poison. It requires some ingredients, though, before I can make it. I'll need hyacinth mushrooms. You can find those growing under trees, or you may collect them from the grells south of here. They seem to have taken a liking to them. I'll also need moon petal lilies, which only grow around watery pools. The last ingredient may prove the most difficult. From the very spiders that poisoned Ivaron, collect webwood ichor.
Del Nodus.
Yeah. What was it? Like I said, though, other characters will be played still, just a question of when. Like Hanakar. Hanakar was kind of more of a concept character that would work better when I'm playing games I don't already know decently well. And while there are other characters that I might change my mind and make at some point, but I want to focus on other games. I want to focus on the characters I made up till now. The only character I'm not playing is going to be Saverick. Saverick is probably not going to be touched for a long while, if I don't recreate him in the future. So there were some things I'm still back and forth about the Warlock background. That's because he's the whole Warlock character I have in mind, because he's the most, I don't want to say intricate. I don't want to give myself that much credit, but he's pretty much my main character story-wise, and I just don't always have something settled. There's always, like, even if I have the general story down, I don't always, there are details that I just keep changing my mind on, or new ideas come in that I like more, and I'm just like, That's why it's more of a character I play than a character I write, I guess you could say. I don't know. If I were to, chances are Saverick will be recreated on regular WoW at some point, but the Blood Elf version of the character will be in Anniversary Edition. And an Anniversary Edition is going to be the one that I play going forward on World of Warcraft as primarily. Because, well, Blood is pretty much the only character I'll create on there in general, but because the story I have going is, I think I said that on Arisandra in the first place when I decided to start with her for some reason. I seriously don't know why I started with her. I really wish I did differently, which is the whole reason why I started Saverick in the first place. But it's supposed to be a old warlock or a dying warlock kind of thing, transferred his soul into another body, and then but I can't remember if it was like dying. Well, it's not something I can't remember. It's not so much dying and he wants a new soul. It was supposed to hide himself, disguise himself, and to live longer kind of thing. And but the elves in general being a target of him, and the blood elves being the main target simply because of the fact that they're the only ones that can be warlocks. And they're pretty much like the society that accepts warlocks the most outside of undead. Well, at least as a TBC. Modern retail, I highly doubt that's the case anymore. It's always the character that has a little bit more weird background to him, but I don't know. So that was it for that. I need thistle boards, which there's plenty over here. I don't know. Like I said, though, it's something I'm still not settled on completely. The main reason why I even did a human was because later on he was probably gonna be in a human, specifically because there was no good class races for the warlock that I liked, like as a body-wise, anyways. I don't know. It's a very weird character in general, but I don't know. I guess all my weirdness is in that character. I don't know. I don't know how to really describe everything with that character. I want him to generally be... He's evil, but not gonna side with evil kind of thing, you know? Like, he's selfish. But he doesn't want Azshara to be destroyed or taken over by evil forces because he wants to be the one that has control or be able to get control over it. Not going so far that he will, of course, but like just enough that like that's what he wants. I don't know. Again, I have to iron out the details. I have the general idea for the character, but it keeps changing all the time. It's a character I have in mind probably most often. Can't wait for Shadowglen. Just like with corruption and all the dots on my warlock, having a melee or even want something down is so much better when they're already got it. It's the lilies next. I'll probably go after the spiders. Once I get the ichor, I'm probably gonna head back, I think. Or maybe I'll... Mainly the reason why I would want to head back at that point is simply because of the fact that I want to pick up my next abilities, which level 4 I think will give me Shadowglen Pain, which will make everything feel much smoother. I still need to get 5 more hike and mushrooms. I don't know what I'm thinking. Most of the mushrooms I always find end up being over there. Don't know why I didn't keep looking for them. Guess I just focused on killing a lot more. There's a little too quiet. One thing I will say, finding the spiders now, is a spider will be one of the pets the hunter will have. The main reason why I decided on that is the fact that apparently spiders... Sorry, I thought I heard something. I actually have a video going, but it's muted, and I want to make sure it wasn't not muted, because then I'd have to restart this character again. I think, anyways. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to have my video off. Obviously, I'm not making money off of it. I'm not planning on making money off of anything. Not for a long time. I'd have to do really well for me to even consider that. But I still would be worried about not being able to keep the video up in the first place if I had another video on in the background that could be clearly heard on my microphone. So what I was saying... Oh, yeah, spiders. So... I can't remember what the spider is called. I think it might be Sarkis. There's a spider up here that was originally a beloved by Loon, but we had to put the spider down for one of the quests. That's one of the reasons. So I was starting to think how like some of the spiders might actually be very close to a Loon, and they are a nocturnal and well, insect at that point, not really animal, but well, they're not an insect either. I think they count as something else entirely. I don't know. I never really cared or thought much about it. The other thing I was gonna say is I used to be terrified of spiders. Still don't like them. Because I know I had a stream the other day where a spider decided to dangle down in front of me, but to me it's a different story when it decides to dangle from a ceiling right in front of my face out of nowhere, right so close to food and drinks, that kind of thing, compared to like just seeing it in a corner of the room or outside kind of thing now. Like, it doesn't bother me when I see them in general, but not when they take me by surprise like that. Especially near my food. I don't even like people near my food. But yeah. Here's another one. Oh yeah, but the like I said though, I'm not scared of them anymore, but I've been finding them more interesting since I kind of stopped being afraid of them. Hang on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Oh, there's another one there. Good. That makes it easier. The less I've been afraid of them, the more I found them interesting. Especially like their habits and the fact that they spin webs generally. Well, not all of them spin webs for the same reasoning, but to catch prey is one of them. And how some spiders are actually good for houses in general, not just for killing insects that get inside, but because of the fact that they can also tend to go after outdoor spiders that come inside, or they keep out outdoor spiders. I can't remember the exact wording of it, but still.
How may I help?
Please collect the ingredients, Lunaeriel. Iveron needs our help. I was also tempted to give this character alchemy, but the reason I decided against it is, one, I like the idea of her doing tailoring much more, as well as jewelcrafting much more. But I just have so many alchemy characters that if I have other professions that I think would fit a character better, I'm 100% going to put it over alchemy. Just because it's like, just so many alchemy characters. Now, I'm not complaining about it. I just want variety sometimes, and especially jewelcrafting, with this character being my first one that's going to do jewelcrafting on Turtle WoW. It's really nice for me to have that, not have to do that again. I love alchemy, absolutely love it, and I would think it'd be a very good fit for the character. But not only can she heal herself and others, she can also cure poisons using magic. And plus, although first aid also does more of the poisons anyway, so I really do feel like first aid is better than alchemy, which you already don't have to choose it over anyways. So there's a lot of reasons not to choose alchemy on this character, as much as I like it, and it would be a decent fit. Thank you, Loon, that you have gathered these ingredients so quickly. In just a moment, I will have the antidote prepared. The antidote is ready, Lunaeriel. Please see that Iveron drinks it. There's something that you should know. The antidote will only remain viable for 5 minutes. You must get it to him in time. Speed be with you, Lunaeriel. I remember at one point I somehow didn't actually make it there on time. I can't remember how. 5 minutes is very, very what's the word? Not giving. I can't think of the right word. Sorry. But it'd be very difficult not to make it there on time, pretty much. I have no idea how the first time I did it ever, I couldn't. It's incredibly easy. I think maybe I just didn't see that I was timed. I was skipping dialogue back then. Maybe that's why, because that I can imagine. Even though I can't imagine myself skipping dialogue anymore. I mean, I would do on my own time sometimes, just because I've read them often enough. I know exactly what I'm doing, where I'm going, but I still like to be in character and reading them.
I'm listening.
You have proven your dedication to nature well, Lunaeriel. A young priest like yourself has a promising future.
Farewell.
Actually, I'm gonna head back in here. That's how much time I got, I think. It's only been a little over a minute anyways. I think my dumbass thought there was like a way out of there, and I just kept forgetting about it. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't remember it being 5 minutes. I just like stopped playing for a few minutes, not realizing it was counting down.
Farewell.
It is right there now, though. think it only takes like a minute and 40 seconds to get there. That might be quicker than that too, so I don't know. I didn't get any items I wasn't supposed to sell, was I? Probably. I'm glad I'm playing this for a good few hours. Again, I'm not sure if I'm gonna play what I'm gonna do after the Shadowglen zone is done. I thought for a second I also aggroed the Groken. I'm like, how did I do that? It was neutral. You do 30 damage over 18 seconds. Well, that should be fine, right? That was a quick hit. Jesus. After I turn this quest in, I'm going to be going after the Venom Sacks, because then I still have a follow-up quest I have to do.
The loon be with you.
Oh, Lunaeriel, I'm so glad you've returned. What is this, Lunaeriel? Oh, I knew Durania would be able to help me. I'm always getting into trouble, and Durania, well, she always manages to help me out of it. I am feeling much better, but I think I will sit here for a while longer until I feel completely better. Well, that, and I was hoping you'd clear a path for me through those vicious webwood spiders.
A loon like
Yeah, well, you've been sitting there for over 20 years, so I don't think you're going anywhere just yet. Why a priest has a mace a little bit, but I'm not a fan of maces. I will say that. It's probably my least favorite type of weapon, which is weird, which makes it even weirder that I quite like maces on my dwarf characters. Like, for some reason, I like maces on dwarves more than I do axes, even though axes are even more fitting. I still like my axes, but it's more of a, if I can have a mace, I'll have an axe kind of thing. I didn't say that she was sleeping next to me, but she is. Little cutie pie. I've been tempted to put my computer down into the basement where it's darker, quieter, where she can't bother me when she is annoying, but I don't think I can do that simply because I wouldn't be able to have her next to me when she isn't being a crazy girl. I like that even more than I get annoyed by her. Such a sweet girl. Yeah, I should have done one more smite. Oh well. I wonder if I can kill two of them. Probably not. That'd probably be a stupid thing to do. So I'm gonna do it probably. I'm already hurt. I'm definitely gonna have my hunter use a spider, although because she is focused on water in general, she's not gonna use. Oh, what? Why'd you put your paw on my arm, baby girl? Just stretching. Oh, give me. Now you wanna bite me? I love you. I love you, my little girl. Sorry, Maggie. I need my hand right now. I love you too, little baby girl. Such a sweet cat. I'm also not going to worry about the length of these videos too much. That was the other reason I was cutting them down for like Erisandra, because I still probably would in the later zones a little bit, but part of the reason why I got sick of like doing that is it just like sometimes it was very difficult to find those periods of time, or just like because the software was just too slow or something. It was hard to find stuff usually, but at the same time it just wasn't really all that necessary. I think the biggest thing is I just want the majority of the videos being combat focused, because otherwise just walking around all the time is quite boring. Let's put you down for now. Jesus. Oh. Oh, hang on a second. You're probably gonna attack this one, I would imagine. Or maybe not. Oh well. Can't buff you. Should have tried to been a little bit quicker on that buff, but oh well. Just making sure I'm recording, because I was also very worried about that having happened. I triple checked at the beginning of this recording. To me, it's always been weird that how much I like my dwarf character, especially in warriors in general. They're practically the opposite of what I like as a playstyle generally. Like, I hate slow attacks, I hate tanky characters. Well, plenty of people like the quick, agile, and deadly, but glass candy style characters. And even though that is still the case with me, it's more of a just, I don't know. I just hate slow and tanky in general. I like magic more than I do like quick attacks anyways. It's more of a just magic based than anything else, I suppose, or poisons, but I don't know. I guess I'm just like a lot of other people that don't really... Oh, I can't pick up that quest now. I'm not sure if I was able to pick up the quest before or not. Did you gather the venom sacs, Lunaeriel? Thank you. When I return to Darnassus, I will compare the venom within these sacs with the venom of other spiders. It is my belief that it will have properties linked to the recent growth of our New World tree. I wish I had a dagger instead of a mace, but oh well. I especially don't like carrying around the wooden ones, which, yeah, that one is. Oh, this is the quest I wouldn't have gotten without doing... Okay. Now that I have the spider's venom, I'd like some live specimens to study. Unfortunately, capturing a living giant spider is more than I can ask of you, young priest. And a giant spider is more than I could handle myself. But if you can find an unhatched egg, then delivering the specimens will be much easier, and I can then arrange for the unhatched spiders to be contained. There must be a nest deep in the Shadowthread cave. Please, search for an egg in the nest and return it to me.
Goodbye, Ishno.
This quest, I think, was actually added by, WoW. I don't think Githias actually has a quest. Oh, I do get a wand right now. Okay, nice. Ivron was attacked, you say, and by Githias herself outside the Shadowthread cave? This is grave news. To think that the broodmother of the webwood spiders has become this hostile. I had already heard rumors of her mercilessly overhunting the local wildlife. If she has gone so far as to attack our people, however, it pains me to say this, but I fear that she must be put down. Her violent nature now threatens the very balance of Shadowglen. Take great caution if you are to hunt her, Lunaeriel. Her poison is much stronger than any of her broods. If you could please bring me back her venom sac so that I may further my research, I only hope it may yield answers to what is happening across Teldrassil. I'm glad I didn't buy that wand now, knowing I'm about to get one. I'm not sure if it's as good. Anyways, I'm going to say it's not. I think this wand is actually worse, because I'm about to be level 5, so the wand I was going to buy I think was like 14 to 22 damage, because it's one that enchanters make. But I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't know wands very much. Despite playing caster characters, I almost never make use of them. Well, made use of them growing up playing the characters. I mean, in the first place, I never really touched the caster characters as a kid, which I really wish I did. I would have definitely have discovered my favorite class a lot sooner. I just went with hunters and rogues because I just love stealth. I thought, no, I guess I'm a stealthy type character, a person that really loves these characters. It's not entirely wrong. Oh yeah, I forgot. I especially can't loot that now, I would imagine. If I run into anybody, I'm gonna make sure I buff them from now on. It's kind of a given playing any characters to have a buff. I think there's sometimes a chest over there, but I don't think there is this time. I'll probably do a second recording almost immediately after this. The only way that wouldn't happen is if I actually, I think between recordings, even if I don't record a second time today for this character specifically, I'll probably end up he's hardcore, he's in more danger than I am. If I die, I can respawn. Although, I don't think he really cares as a level 6 either. I'm gonna pick up the egg now, though. I'm worried about the spiders behind a little bit more, but I think I'll be fine anyways. Yeah, they haven't respawned down there just yet. I think Githias or Githias or whatever respawns pretty quickly though, so I'm waiting. That guy was more at risk than I was. Too bad I didn't level up enough to actually get the power word shield. I definitely would have been safe at that point. But oh well. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, between recordings, I'll probably end up running to Darnassus, which I think I have to for both the professions I plan on taking. So I can start Jewelcrafting do Jewelcrafting earlier. If everything I make does need copper right away, which I think will be the case, I'll probably hop on Khazagul at least for a couple seconds to send her some. Otherwise, I might actually play Khazagul specifically so I could get more copper. But I have to really work out his inventory space, I saw, so I'm not sure. The other reason why I think I didn't play Khazagul for a while, or stopped playing him a little bit more, is because I realized I don't have a flight path from the from Baal Hardul and Stonetalon. Because I think one of the quests I was doing, I was supposed to pick up the flight path in Ashenvale, and I forgot to. And I have no other spots I can do it from. So, yeah. Not fun. Not fun at all. Khazagul, I'm not sure how much longer he's going to be in Stonetalon either. I like the idea of him leveling through it even more than I already have. But not... Oh, there she is. And not just because of the... not just because of Baal Hardul, but I like the idea of, if I do have him decide to live there, and I am going to hearth. Normally I don't like to hearth, but I'm going to this time. Simply because I'm not going to use a hearth anytime soon, I don't think. I like the idea of him, like, building friendship with the Night Elves in general, trading copper and iron to them, and silver. Which, honestly, funny enough, even though he's not going to be a silver worker, because he primarily works on copper, and he'd rather, I'm not sure what I'd rather him work on if outside of copper. Just metals in general are good. Iron is a good one, because that's what dwarves primarily work on, to make steel as well. But I also like silver and gold, because I think he's more... I don't know metalworking, and I know it's done differently anyways, but I think it's easier to get into silver and gold with copper, when you know copper, than it is to actually learn iron. I don't remember. I know they're all softer metals, and I think certain metal workers practice with copper because it's a common and more easily accessible metal before they start learning silver and gold, which is more expensive.
How may I help?
But I don't know. It's literally me learning from like random websites I'm finding. So I'm definitely not the best person to talk to about that. I do want to get into metalworking a little bit, specifically working with copper in the future, but don't know when that's going to happen. We must put the broodmother down. I am afraid we have no other choice. Do not be troubled by what needed be done, Lunaeriel. Githias was aggressive beyond our ability to manage. The reason for this, I do not know, but one I hope to uncover in my research. Hold your head with pride. You have ensured the continued safety of Shadowglen. Apparently, I'm already stumbling on my words.
Dear not.
Use with a wand, I'm gonna be doing more than I would be with my mace.
Can I assist
and I'd
you?
be safer, sort of. Have you been inside the Shadow Third Cave? Did you find a spider egg? I'm so sorry. Ah, very good. I will have this egg and the venom transported to Darnassus, then return there when my studies are done. Here. I expect to find out a great deal from those specimens, Lunaeriel. You have been a great help to me. I'm not going to say the name every single time, especially when it's doing multiple quests in a row, turn-ins or pickups, because I don't have to keep saying the name. I don't think most people would talk that way either. They would say the name once or maybe twice, depending on how long they're talking.
Azshara.
Lunaeriel, is it? I heard that Teldrassil has been asking for you. You'll find him in the highest room atop Teldrassil. We may live long lives, but it's best you not keep him waiting too long.
Goodbye.
I think originally that time quest scared me when I first played the game, and I just automatically thought this was a time quest again. And I thought it was going to become a lot more common. Also, don't ask me how, but I also remember getting lost here as a wisp. I don't know how. It's not that big. Like... I'm not expecting this character to do as well. I think more people are interested in Arisandra than they would be in this one, but still, I don't really care either way. I'm playing what I want to play, and this character I've been wanting to play for quite some time now. In a lot of ways, I like the... This is pretty much the moon or night version of LevelRange, who is more of the sun version. Pretty much two halves of a whole, I would say.
Peace be with you.
Lunaeriel, I was hoping you'd be prompt in answering my summons. I have an important task that I would like you to perform. It's time for you to set out to seek your destiny. But before you are ready to set out into the world beyond our enchanted forests, there's much you must learn about our recent history. Much has changed with our peoples since the Battle of Mount Hyjal. Teldrassil lies a pale shadow of what it once was. Its power used to defeat Archimonde and drive back the Burning Legion. There's a task you must perform. Go to the Moonwell north of Teldrassil and return me a phial of its water. I think there's a safe way down. I can't remember where it was though. I think it's on the roof specifically. It hurts though. Usually I jump down onto the other roofs when I go to leave Shadowglen. Also, not a very fitting thing for any characters to ever do unless they're a ninja style character, which isn't really a thing. Especially without the Pandaren. I think it was the Pandaren that usually had it. I guess the SI7, there's just more agents and spies though. I don't know. Also always quite like the Moonwells. There's a lot about the Night Elves always liked. You know, I thought they always say about how like you must learn about the stories of the history of the people, but I know in Cataclysm they actually had a spirit show up. Do I collect the file and he tells me the story, or there's just nothing happen in general. I don't even remember. Just over an hour now. Probably under an hour, just under an hour, because of the fact I'm going to be cutting out the beginning of the video for probably a good minute. I don't remember how long it was. I don't know why oh yeah, I forgot she does actually end up giving me a quest. I don't think I can learn anything new though. Yeah, no, those are both places in favor of a loon. Lunaeriel, you must travel to Dalinar when your business here in Shadowglen is done. There you will find Larna Morninglight. She will instruct you further in the ways of a loon, and it is with her that you will earn your first garments denoting your station as a priestess of a loon. Take care, and may you be protected in your journeys.
Go in peace.
Messed up. Oh well. The Moonwells hold the waters of the Well of Eternity, the ancient source of magic that has wrought so many horrors upon our world. The Druids take advantage of its properties, and the Sentinels revere the wells as shrines to Elune, but sorcery is forbidden to all. So you have heard the first part of the aftermath of the Battle of Mount Hyjal. There is much more to be told, and the task you have begun here will continue through the rest of your journey through Teldrassil and into Darnassus. While there's more I could speak to you of the Moonwells and of Teldrassil, I must send you along. Korathras Moonrage will be expecting you. I have poured the phial of water you brought to me into this vessel to bring to him. Seek out Korathras. You will find him at the Moonwell in Dalinar. Follow the road south from Aldrassil out of Shadowglen and continue to follow the cobblestones as the road turns west. Mind you stay on the road though, Lunaeriel. There are dangerous beasts in the forest of late.
Good luck, friend.
Also remember that Cataclysm onwards, I think you are given a buff so you can jump off safely, but I don't get why people just couldn't learn this, personally. Like, this is easy. You don't even get hurt. Well, okay, I think you can get hurt a little bit. Yeah. You don't even get hurt, he says, seconds before getting hurt. Yeah. I'm sure people notice I generally prefer playing female characters. I have no idea why. I always have. I know when it comes to the Night Elves, I just generally prefer the female Night Elves animations when it comes to combat. The Night Elves Night Elf hunters, male hunters using bows, I kind of am fine with, kind of not, because coming from Skyrim, seeing them hold it horizontally and shooting it that way just reminds me of stealth attacks, but I still prefer the Night Elf bow animation over it. Plus, the casting animations are much better to me too. So, it's kind of the similar story with other races too. Humans, I'm most likely to play males. I feel like, but the Blood Elves, I also prefer the females' animations over the males. Greetings, young priest. Can you offer me aid? I have a package of herbs that I must deliver to the town of Dalinar, but I still have business with the Druids of Shadowglen and cannot yet leave. Can you deliver this package for me? It must be sent to Innkeeper Kaldemir at the Dalinar Inn. It lies along the road to the south.
May the stars.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be helping out some Asadirs soon, too. Also, the Elven ambiance always beats pretty much everything else. Even though it does say daytime, it technically is daytime. I definitely did my math wrong somewhere, I think. Actually, no. 8 o'clock. I have half an hour, which is basically an hour. Maybe I did do my math wrong somewhere. I can't remember if... I think 9 to 3 is technically supposed to be nighttime / daytime, depending if it's AM or PM, or when the AM and PM happen. I think PM to AM 9 to 3 is supposed to be night, but I thought it was 10 to 4, so I'm not sure. I definitely thought it wrong today, and I could have waited to get it started, but I thought 12 to 3 was going to be nighttime specifically. And in half an hour, it could... Oh. You jerk. You couldn't wait 5 minutes for me to kill you then.
Don't touch me!
Eager for work, I see. Lucky for you, a day never goes by that I don't wish I had a fledgling priest to perform my bidding. You see, Lunaeriel, I can make you very happy and provide you with things you never dreamed of having. But in order for that to happen, you must bring me certain items. My business in the forest often requires certain reagents. Fetch for me 3 Nightsaber fangs, 3 Strigid owl feathers, and 3 swatches of webwood spider silk. Let's keep this our little secret, Night Elf. Seriously, most Night Elves should know not to trust a satyr in the first place, but I guess the younger ones are stupid. But still. My question has always been more, how the hell does it even get up here? Like, did he have a flying mount that got him, brought him up here? Did he just, like, climb up it using, like, mountain climbing tools? Well, I guess it is a tree still. I wonder if it would be easier to climb that. As daunting as it would be. Oh, crap. Inventory's full. I should have sold stuff while I was in Shadowglen. I'll get rid of the food. Don't need that. It does mean I'm going to actually keep going on to Dalinar for now. Unfortunately. I did say I was going to be ending the recording after Shadowglen anyways, so I think once I get there, turn the quest in, I will end it so I can run up to Darnassus and see if I can find my professions. I'm not sure if I'll even be able to find the Jewelcrafting trainer, which is partially why I decided I think it'd be better just for me to pick it up, do it off camera
What
anyways.
brings you here?
I'm just checking these questions to make sure there's nothing. Because I know this profession's here, but there's very few. I don't think any of the ones I want are here though. Tailoring might be in there.
What brings you here?
Maybe turn this quest in.
Greetings.
And actually, let me make this my home, because I'm definitely gonna forget if I don't. How might I be of service to you, young one? Are you here to rest in the inn? Do you require a hearthstone? Ah yes, the delivery of herbs from Shadowglen. It is a shame Parthenius could not bring it himself, for we have much to discuss, he and I. But I am glad to see the herbs nonetheless, and I am glad you came. While you are here, please, rest yourself. Heroes must keep their strength and spirits high, and must find rest and solace whenever they may. For to neglect one's peace of mind and body and mind is a sure path to failure. So, rest. What?
The stars
What?
guide
Don't I have water? Why
I
do I
am
not?
honored.
What? Refreshing spring? Can't I put that on there? Am I missing something? I'm just gonna sell this stuff now.
My goods are of the highest quality.
Neophyte, blah 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 blah. Keep.
Good luck, friend.
Because I feel like I'm missing something at this point. Because
How
the
may I
water
help?
definitely should have been able to be put into my bag.
Goddess,
Yeah, I have no idea. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Not much anyways. There's also a cooking trainer here, but like I said, I'm going to pick up all the professions off camera. If I was streaming, it would be a different story, but I do think after I grab this up, I'm going to get off my chair for at least half an hour to an hour. So I'm still going to be here for a good few hours, so... Oh, man, I didn't read the first part. Greetings, Bruce. For what purpose do I owe the pleasure of our meeting? Ah, I see. We were sent by Tailoring. Well, then, it would seem we have much to talk about, much to do, and little time to do it in. I think we'd best get started. First, let me tell you more of the task you must complete. The druids in Darnassus use the water of the moonwells of Teldrassil, and their moonwell must be replenished from time to time. Using these specially crafted files, you can collect the water of the moonwells. Take this vessel to the moonwell outside of Starbreeze village to the east, and fill it with some of its waters. Then return to me. When you've completed your task, I shall continue the story where Tailoring left off.
Farewell.
Alright, I think that's it though, like I said. I just want to, I'm just going to pick up the ones here because it's not going to hurt me at all. I'm just buying this noise. Oh, recipe, oh, I forgot about that. No, I'm going to pick it up next time. I might actually pick up, I'm going to wait for that one though, because I'm probably going to pick up, I'm definitely picking up fishing on this character as well. So,
I'm listening.
Herbalist, nope. Alchemist, nope. Typically yes, but no. Putting standard for this one for now. Oh, what am I doing? I can do this off camera. I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry. I'm gonna create a bar for just the professions off camera. Don't need to waste your guys' time with this. I shouldn't even be showing this part just because like there's probably nothing for me to do. Oh, forgot about this quest to turn in. Nice.
What brings you here?
I'm happy to see Shonda sent you to find me, Lunaeriel. Teaching young priests the ways of the Loon gives me great satisfaction. Alright, again, another quest I'll do in the next recording because that one will be to the south of here. I'm pretty sure that is where there's a hurt sentinel.
Hello.
I'm just making sure there's no quests I could pick up here that I'm gonna need later. Yeah, no, I don't think so. And there's definitely nothing upstairs. That's where they would end. Alright, so that will end this recording. In the next one, I should be back here in Dolinar with the professions, and I should be ready to pick up the rest of the quests. It's gonna make me throw a little bit of a break while I relax for a few minutes. So, well, more or less. I'm gonna be running back and forth for a bit, but relaxing. Don't have to worry about saying much at least. So. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.